Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes,
How are you guys doing?
well, and you.
Better. I'm doing better today. Okay, this is hello class. All right.
How, how you doing, Professor?
I'm doing better. How are you?
I'm all right. I hope that your emergency and everything is better and everything like that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you for that asking. Today, remember, this is when the makeup season begins. This week. I remember. I don't know if you still remember. Um, so if your attendance score is up to 70%. That means after this class, please choose up to 5 assignments that you want to make up. Then email it to me. You have to write the name of the assignment. Then send the email. By Sunday, I will give you what to do to make them up. Now, if your attendance is not up to 70%, there's no, don't, I will say don't bother. But you still have from now till December. I think this class ends I think around December 20th, I believe. So you still have from now till December 20th to, push your attendance up so that you to 70%, so that you qualify you. Now, if you can make it up to 65% by then, since we don't have much time left. So if you can make it up to 65%, I can consider give you the makeup. So just because we don't have enough time. But if you already have 70% in attendance, please don't forget, write your name, the name of the 3 assignments. Like I said, all assignments in this class have a name. Like you have classwork 1, test 1, Now, the project, I only two people have shown me their group. I don't know if I think they're here. Mr. J, right? Miss Brown, you here? Miss Brown, can you hear me, Miss Brown? Tejia Brown. I think we lost her. Anyway, now if you are in that group, please send me those names. Email it to me, the name in your groups. Now, if you have not formed a group, by this weekend, I'm going to assign you to a group. So those of you who have already formed a group, please send it to me, um, so that I won't have to put you in a different group. Okay? I'm talking about project group. Okay, now, having said that, this week, let me take you to the classroom so you know what is due this week. Okay. This week we have, well, let me open the announcement first. Okay. There will be 2 assignments due this week. I didn't put the third one here. The second one here. If you look at the screen, you will see that there are 2 assignments. Homework 9, which is due next week. No, it is due next week, as a matter of fact. But classwork, I think it's classwork 9 that is left. I will put it after the class is over, or later today in the evening, that you can finish by tomorrow and upload. It's not really, it doesn't require, it just to, I'll give you a question. I said, state the null and alternative hypothesis, because what we're doing today mainly is how to state hypothesis. Uh, the topic is test of hypothesis. So we just do the background information, how to state hypothesis. Then when we have class next week, we start to actually the main work of testing hypothesis. Any question in what I've said so far? Any question from you guys?
No.
Okay, good, excellent, excellent. So we are now in chapter 9 of the course textbook. And again, homework 9, project group, please, if I've already assigned you to a group, take a photo of your group and email it to me. Today will be better. If I haven't assigned you to a group and you haven't chosen your group already, then I have to put you in a new group. So now let us begin the work we have today, which is test of hypothesis. Now, when we say statistical hypothesis, we are referring to a conjecture or a claim about a population parameter. A conjecture or a claim about a population parameter. Now, when we say parameter, we're talking about the population mean, population standard deviation, population proportion, stuff like that. Now, that claim might be false or it might be true, but we have to do the following in order to figure out if the claim is true or not. First of all, we define the population of interest, our target population, and then specify the parameter under study, which can be the mean, the variance, or the proportion. Then we state the hypothesis that will be investigated. After that, we will now take a look at the we now choose the significance level, which is the alpha. I'm sure that I introduced you to alpha last time when we were doing confidence interval. So if your alpha is 5.5%, that means your chance of being wrong is 5%, or your chance of committing what we call in hypothesis testing, we call it the type 1 error, 5%. Now, select a sample from the population, then collect data on that sample, then perform the analysis. That is the statistical test. Then after that, you can now reach conclusion as to whether the claim is valid or not. Okay? So some of the questions we answer when we do test of hypothesis. Some questions like, does a particular medication lower patient's blood pressure? We don't know until we test it. Those that do clinical trials, that's what they do. They will sample, they might have a sample of 4,000 people in a clinical trial, and then they'll test them. They'll use the new medication, and then test whether it is, it can lower blood pressure on those participants. From there, they can now make a conclusion. Now, how about this? Does seatbelt reduce the severity of injuries caused by accidents? This is one of the questions. So there are many questions we can ask and analyze using the statistical hypothesis testing method. Another one, does the public or customer prefer a certain color in a new line of fashion? Again, this will give you an idea of some of the questions that we address using the statistical hypothesis testing method. This brings us to hypothesis. Now, the types of hypothesis we test. We have the null hypothesis, which we represent with HO, and we have the alternative hypothesis, which we represent with H1. Now, null hypothesis is basically a statement that the value of the population parameter will equal to some claimed value. Now, we use some books use equal sign for the null hypothesis, but for null hypothesis, we need any sign that have some kind of equality in them is good. So we can use this in our null hypothesis. Alternative hypothesis says the opposite of what null hypothesis is saying, and for that we use these symbols here for alternative hypothesis. So you cannot use greater than in the null. You cannot use less than in the null hypothesis. You cannot use the not equal to in the null hypothesis. Similarly, you cannot use equal sign in the alternative hypothesis. You cannot use greater than or equal to in the alternative, and neither can you use less than or equal to in the alternative. So now let's look at the types of errors. There are two types of errors we encounter when we do hypothesis testing. The first one is type 1 error. Type 1 error occurs. This is the error we commit when we reject a correct null hypothesis. So if the null hypothesis is correct and we reject it, then I mean, when I say correct, I mean true. When the null hypothesis is true and we reject it, we have committed type 1 error. Now, type 2 error occurs if we do not reject the null hypothesis when it is false. In that case, we have committed type 2 error. I'm going to use this matrix here this decision matrix here to show you or to illustrate what I'm talking about. Let's say that this is the decision. If the HO is true and we reject it, we have committed type 1 error. Type 1 error. See, it is true, but we rejected it. If it is true, if it is false and we rejected it, we have made a correct decision. Okay? Decision. Okay. Now, if the HO is true and we did not reject it, we have made a correct decision. Now, if the HO is false, yet we did not reject it, we have committed type 2 error. See? That's how we do it. That's basically this is a matrix, decision matrix, and it basically tells us what HO and H1 is. And the type of error we commit vis-a-vis H1 and H1. Now, let's use I like to use a real life scenario to illustrate this. Now, I'm going to use a jury trial. I know that some of you have gone to jury duty. So let me use that to illustrate the type 1 and type 2 error. Now, hypothesis testing situation can be likened to a jury trial. Okay? A jury trial. Now, in a jury trial, we have 4 possibilities. Let's say that is a criminal case, for example. We have 4 possibilities. First one is that the defendant is guilty. Second one is that the defendant is innocent. Third one is the defendant is convicted. The fourth one is the defendant is acquitted. Now, let's do this scenario. Let's say that this is a case, a criminal case. The HO will be that the defendant is innocent. H1, which is not alternative, that the defendant is guilty. Okay. Now, of course, the judge, they will choose the jury, the members of the jury, who will now deliberate. Okay. They start to, the prosecutor, I think they call them district attorney or state attorney, right? That will bring the prosecution. Now, HO true means that the defendant is innocent. HO false means that the defendant is guilty. Reject HO means to convict. Do not reject HO means to acquit. Now, if HO is true, that means that the defendant is innocent and we reject it. That is, we convict. We have committed type 1 error. Excuse me. Type 1 error. Okay. Now, if the defendant is guilty, that means HO is false. And that means he is guilty and we rejected it. That means we convicted him. You have made a correct decision. Okay. Now, if the HO is true, that means that the defendant is innocent. And we do not reject it. That means we acquitted him. We have made a correct decision. Okay. Now, if the HO is false, that means the defendant is guilty, and we did not reject HO. That means we acquitted him. We have committed type 2 error. Type 2 error. And you know that all this happens in reality. Sometimes somebody who is guilty might be let go because there wasn't enough evidence, or somebody who is not even guilty, but there's a lot of evidence against him, especially witness testimony. They still convict the person. I mean, I'm seeing it on the news where somebody who had been in jail for like 20 years, then later on DNA test prove that he's innocent, and then he got released. So this is how it works really. Now the decision of the jury does not always prove that the defendant is guilty or that he committed a crime or not. Their decision is always based on the evidence they have. So if the evidence is strong enough, it means that the defendant will be convicted in most cases. Now, if the evidence is weak, then even though the defendant might be guilty, but there's a weak evidence, then the defendant will be acquitted in most cases. So, but bottom line is this: nothing. I mean, statistically, right? Nothing can be proved absolutely. So, in other words, the decision to reject or not to reject null hypothesis does not prove anything absolutely. That's why we make room for these errors that that can happen. So the only way to prove something statistically is to use the entire population, which in most cases is not possible. Too expensive, chances of error increases, and so on and so forth. So the decision then is made on the basis of probability. That is when there is a large evidence or large difference between the mean. But if there's enough evidence, one can be convicted. But most of the time, the evidence usually prove that the defendant is guilty and the defendant is actually guilty. But I mean, this error occurs sometimes because of we are not human beings are not perfect. So having said that, anybody have a question for what I have said so far? Any question? Okay, no question. Good. Now we can now move on to the next to how to state hypothesis. How to state hypothesis. Okay. Now the question goes, I want you to remember this will be your classwork will be based on this. So I want you to put your ears to the ground as we discuss this. How to state hypothesis. Okay. It says here, state the null and alternative hypothesis for each conjecture. Look at the first one. It says, a researcher thinks that if expectant mothers use vitamin pills, the birth weight of the babies will increase. The average birth weight of the population is 8.6 pounds. So the keyword here is that their birth weight will increase. And then the average birth weight, okay? And 8.6 pounds. So now, knowing that null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis are saying something that is opposite, we have HO for null and H1 for alternative. H1. Some books use HI. Now, you say that we increase means greater than, and we cannot use greater than in the null. So you're gonna use it here. And it says mean average birth weight, the average birth weight. I mean, it's mean, okay, greater than 8.6 pounds. And oh, excuse me, sorry. Pounds. That is the claim. Okay. Then the null hypothesis and the alternative always said they're always the opposite of each other. So this one gonna be, since this one gonna be the opposite, it's gonna mean less than 8.6 pounds. But you cannot use less than symbol here. You can only use less than or equal to. So you're going to have mean less than or equal to 8.6 pounds. Now, this is how to state it. Any question on this? Okay, good. No question. Good. Now, some books might state, some books or some authors usually use the equal sign for null hypothesis. In that case, you can say HO and H1. So null hypothesis, they write it in this form. Null hypothesis equals mean equals 8.6 pounds. And the alternative will be greater than, like this. Same thing. So both of them are correct, actually. Just that, in English, they say that it's semantics. That is, the same thing. Any question on this? Any question, guys?
No.
Okay, good. Excellent. Excellent. Now look at another example. It says an engineer claimed that the mean number of defects can be decreased in a manufacturing process for compact discs by using the robots instead of human beings for certain tasks. The mean number of defects per 1,000 disk is 18. Here's the key word here. Mean number of defects. Okay? Can be oh, excuse me, sorry, my mistake. Say can be increased or can be decreased. Decrease means less than. So then you say the mean number of defects per 1,000 is the mean number, okay, is 18. So these are the key words you need to look at. Mean number of. So we have our HO. Excuse me, sorry. We have our HO and H1. Okay? You see that the claim was that the mean number of defects can be decreased. Decrease is the less than symbol is represent decrease, and it can only be used in the alternative. So we're gonna start from there. Mean less than. Why is the less than symbol? I think what is it? I have it here. Okay, right here. Less than 18. And that is his claim. Okay. Now this one says the opposite. So you have mean greater than 18, but we cannot use greater than symbol on the null. We can only use the greater than or equal to. So we have mean, okay. Instead of greater than symbol, we're gonna have greater than or equal to 18. So that is how we do it, I'll do more examples because this is where most people get confused, and it actually affects your final decision when you finish running the test of hypothesis. So if you have the hypothesis stated the incorrect way, it might lead to an incorrect conclusion. Now let's look at this one. A psychologist feels that playing soft music during a test will change the result of the test. The psychologist is not sure whether the grades will be higher or lower. In the past, the mean score was 73. So now it says that playing soft music during the test will change the results. Will change the result. It doesn't know whether it will be less than or greater than, but it will change it. That's all he knows. I said in the past, the mean scores in the past is 73. So to state this hypothesis, again, we have our HO, okay, and H1. We change. That means it can be less, it can be greater, it can be less than or greater than. So we're gonna use, and you can only use that symbol here, which is not equal to. Mean, okay, is not equal to, since she doesn't know whether it will change, it will be greater than or less than 73. So the claim right here. Okay. Then HO will be the opposite, which is mean equal to 73. Mean equal to 73. Now, I want you to notice something. In the three examples we did so far, the claim we are all in the H1, but it's not always the case. Sometimes the claim might be in the HO. It's possible. So by the time we finished other example, we're going to encounter an example where the claim is in the null hypothesis. Okay. Now, remember, what we did so far is for the mean. Now, sometimes we are required to do hypothesis or to state hypothesis for the proportion. Look at number 4. Number 4 says, it says, at least 45% of senior citizens wear hearing aid. At least means greater than. This is the keyword here. At least 45%, as a matter of fact. So at least means greater than or equal to. And that can only be used in the null hypothesis. So you have it because it's a proportion. It's not a mean, it's a proportion, a percent. You're going to use P greater than or equal to 45%. Okay. Which is the claim. See, the claim this time around is on the null hypothesis. The opposite is less than 45. So you got to have P. We cannot have less than or equal to here in the alternative. We can only have less than 45. Yeah. Any question on this? Any query?
No, I don't have any.
Huh?
I said I don't have any questions, Professor.
Okay. So we can continue. Okay. We can continue. Let's do 1 minute. Let me put something here. Okay. Now let's do another one of this type. Probably. See here. More than 70%. More than 70% of the employees contribute to the United Way. More than 70%. More than means greater than. So we have greater than can only be used in the alternative hypothesis. So we have HO and H1. More than means greater than. So you can only be used on the H1 on the alternative. So you got P, P, okay, greater than, greater than, what is it? Greater than 70%. This is the claim. Okay. This one said opposite. It's supposed to be P less than 70%. However, because we cannot use less than symbol here, we can only use less than or equal to. So you gotta be P less than or equal to 70%. Okay. And that's how it goes. We can try another one. For mean, look at this one here. You say the average annual income of accountant is, see the average here, keyword, is, another keyword. It means equal. Is means equal. And we can only use the equal sign in the null hypothesis. Okay? Alternative H1. So you say the average income, average annual income of accountant is means equal sign. So we can only use equal sign here. So we're gonna put mean. Okay. Equals 51,497. That's the claim right there. That's a claim right there. Okay. Then the opposite is that it's not equal to. Mean. Okay, what's the mean? What does it mean? Mean. Okay, is not equal to. What is it? Okay. 54,000. Oh, excuse me. 54,000. Oh, 51,497. Okay, so I've given you like 6 examples so far on how to state hypothesis. Now we can. I'm gonna leave this one can be for practice. And remember, I'm gonna yeah classwork will be based on how to state hypothesis. So I hope that you listen. Plus I'm going to upload the video after the class so you can watch it if you're still confused. Having said that, we can now look at some of the terms that we use in testing hypothesis. I mean, we need to understand what these terms mean when we're before we start testing hypothesis. Level of significance simply means that it is the probability of committing type 1 error. So the level of significance is basically alpha. So if let's say that you're 90% confident, yeah, alpha is 10%. That means your chance of being wrong is 10%. So your level of significance is alpha, which is 10%. So that significant level is the probability of rejecting the null hypothesis when it is true. Now, critical region or rejection region is the set of all the values of the test statistics that can cause us to reject or not reject or reject. In fact, if an answer falls in the critical region, you reject null hypothesis. Now, critical value is a cutoff value. The value is a point on this test distribution that is considered to the compared to the answer we got. So if it's bigger than the answer we got, if the answer you got is bigger than the critical value, if the answer is bigger than the critical value, we reject no hypothesis. But if it's less than, we can reject it. Okay? Now, we have different types of tail. We have two-tailed tests. If you look at this, I have two tails, left tail and right tail. You can see if your answer fall inside this yellow, I call it yellow. Yeah, whatever it is called. This light colored area, you don't reject null hypothesis. But if you fall in the tail, in the critical region, this is the line that demarcates the acceptance region from the critical region is what you call the critical value. If your answer is equal to the critical value or less or more, you reject it. On this side, if it's equal or less, sorry, not equal or less, the answer is less than the critical region, or if it's greater, just like the other side. But unlike that, you reject if your answer is bigger than critical value. That means if it's bigger, that means it's fall in the rejection region. But if it's smaller, that means it falls in this region, the acceptance region. So in that case, you don't reject it. Okay. Let's say left tail test. In the left tail test, okay, the answer fall on this, you can see that this is where the critical region is, the pink colored area. If the answer falls that, you reject. But if the answer falls in this acceptance region, you don't reject null hypothesis. And it's because this is on the left side, we call it left third test. Okay, now let's go to the right third. In that case, the critical region is on the right side. So if your answer falls inside this place, I think I'm gonna call it not orange, yellow. It's yellow space. So you don't reject when it falls in that space. But if it does fall in that, you reject. So at this point, we are ready to see the steps for hypothesis testing. Okay. Now, actually, we have two different types of tests. We have the traditional, the one we'll be doing is the Z-test for the mean. We might do Z-test for proportion. We might, you never know. Anyway, the main thing that there are two methods, the traditional method and the p-value method. Now, the Z-test for the mean, the traditional method is what we are going to do in this class. Actually, we do both of them. We do the traditional method and the p-value method. Okay. So now for the traditional Z-test for the traditional method, this is the working through. You state the hypothesis and identify the claim. Find the critical values from the table of normal distribution. Remember, I mentioned in the class that you need to print those tables. And now you're gonna need it. Then compute the test value make a decision or to reject or not to reject null hypothesis, then summarize the result. So all these things, I mean, they made it sound very easy here. Take a while. Okay. Now, if you look at the decision criteria, it says reject the null hypothesis if and only if the calculated value, that means your answer, is bigger than the critical value. In that case, you reject null hypothesis. But if your answer is smaller than the critical value, you don't reject. Okay. That's after you have done the test. Okay. Now let's see the test statistics, which is this. The formula we use for running the test. The test statistic is Z equals S bar minus mean divided by standard deviation over root n. Where S bar represents the sample mean, mu represents the population mean, and delta represents the population standard deviation. And then last one is sample size, which is for n. Now, now we have all these tests to do. I think I have given you a lot of information so far. I want to crowd your mind with too much information. So we begin the testing on Tuesday. Okay. Any questions so far? Any question?
No.
So I'm gonna put the classwork question so that you can start working on it. Let me get this is the classwork. Let me get it from here. Okay. So I'm gonna put it on the classwork section. As a matter of fact, this is due today, but if you submit it tomorrow, I will still accept it. Okay. Yeah, classwork. Let me go to, I think it's in models, right? It's the models. Yeah. Classwork. Okay. Yeah, right here. Classwork 9. I have to still hypothesis. Okay. A hypothesis. Not an alternative hypothesis. And alternative hypothesis. This is okay. The question says, should answer the question below. Okay. Anyway, this is the question right here. I'm gonna put it right there. So I said you can complete it today or you can complete it tomorrow and upload submit. Okay, just to state my alternative hypothesis. And I want to remind you, you saw the way I did my own. That is exactly the way you do it. Nothing else is acceptable. See, I write the HO, state it, put the claim. You must put the claim. And you must put the correct parameter. That's mean, we use mean. Okay. So just to remind you of that, now I'm going to, yeah, that's what it is. So I'm gonna save it. Okay. Oh, as a matter of fact, let me make it yeah, I thought we were not gonna meet it today. That's why. So it's due today, but like I said, I can accept it. It's due today. I'm gonna say accept it. If you submit it on Friday, that's tomorrow, right? I will still accept it. Okay. All right, guys. I don't go yet. I want to take your names. I got these people. I'm at Grace. I have to see Grace right here. Okay, I have Grace. I have Abigail Allison Garrison. Got him. Maple Brianna. Maple. Got her here. Okay. Now I'm gonna go down a little bit. Brianna Campbell. I got her. Yana. Okay, gonna agree. I got her. Okay. They have phone Jahdi. Oh, I found it. It's now, if I call your name, you're free to leave if I call your name, okay? Shakira. You can get Shakira already. What is it there? Yeah, it's Shakira. Oh, I found it. All right. I got Jemima Allen, I got you. So if I call your name, just you can feel free to leave. John. I think I got John. Yeah, John James. Killer Raid. Got her as well. Maria Coopham. I got her. Messi Quonem. Okay. Got Messi Quonem. We kill more. Got her here. Olivia Hogan. Got her.
Did you call my name already?
What's her name, ma'am?
Chadai.
Howard, right? Howard,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I called already, yes. Yep, got you already. Watson. Yep, got Watson here.
Did you get my name?
What's the name, sir?
Paul Waddy.
Did you get me, sir?
Hold on, let me see. Oh, Paul, yes, I got you, Paul.
All
All right, see you on see you
Sir.
guys on Tuesday, right? Sydney, right?
Did you get me, Brianna Campbell?
Yeah, I got you, Brianna.
Okay.
Now, don't forget to send me that. Those people, remember, if you are Abigail, right? You're raising your hand. What do you need, Abigail?
I just wanted to make sure that this was the week that you said we could.
Yeah,
like,
that's the week.
submit
That's right. Okay.
assignments.
Yes, that's the week. Maybe you join the later well, after I say that. Yeah, send me the email. If your attendance is sort of 70%, send me the email with 4 assignments you want to redo, right?
Okay.
You gotta write a name, and the name of each assignment have a name. Unless if your attendance is not up to 70%, you can't send it, but no need to send. But you still have from now till December 20 or 15 to push it up.
Oh, okay. So we don't have. So this isn't like the only week that we're submitting assignments. We're just
No,
going to.
not the only week. So long as
Okay.
your attendance is good, you can just bring. Now, if you can push it up, if it's not up to 70% today, I mean this week, you have to wait until you can push it up to 70. Now, we don't have enough time anymore. So if you can nudge it up to 65, I can consider. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Professor, do you have a name, Mercy?
Hi, yes, yeah, Matthew. Say it again.
Mercy Evermore.
Yeah, I have you, Miss. Have you already?
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Kyla Reed here.
Reid, I think I call you. Yes, I have you, Miss Reid. Kyla, right? Yeah, I got her. Kelly, what's your name? Last name? Oma, right? Oma, got it. Got Oma. Enoch, I got Enoch. Sydney Wright, I got Sydney Wright. Who else? Yeah, I think I have that name. Okay, John. I have John. Yeah, I think I have everybody. All right, guys. I see you guys on Tuesday.
Professor,
Okay. Yes,
Professor, I got one little question.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
Go ahead. You can say your question first.
I have a doctor's note for last class. Can you excuse my absence? I'll email it to you.
Yeah, if you have it, you can bring it on Tuesday. I will update your attendance. Okay. Hello.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
My only question is we making up to 4 assignments or 5 assignments?
It's 5. I can't do more than 5. Sorry
Or
about
5.
that. Sorry about that.
It's okay. And just to be double clear, one of the assignments I want to do is my test. 'Cause I never actually take my test. Take test 1. So okay.
Yeah. But
All right,
remember, it can't be more than 5. If you put test, that means you have four
okay.
options.
Yeah, that's fine. I found that. All right, thank you. I'm sending an email right now. Thank you.
Sure, no problem. So by Sunday you get from if you don't have from me by Sunday, then it has to be Monday. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't forget to put your full name. I want full name, the name of the assignment, like classwork 1, test 1,
Yeah.
whatever it is. And I think she left. If you're already if you're already giving me your names of your group for the projects, please, if I can email those names. Mr. J, are you there? Are you there?
Yeah.
Can you email you and your home girl, right? You showed me yours last time, right?
Yes.
You can take a photo of it and email so that I want to, since nobody, I want to assign the group. Since I already have
Okay.
your group already, I don't want to assign you in 2 places.
So
Okay?
we just need I only have one group.
Huh?
I only have one group.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you have the names of that list that I approve for you guys,
Okay, yeah, I'll have Taya send it to you because she has the sheet.
oh, you don't have it with you.
No, she has the sheet.
Yeah, they have to take a photo and send it to me. Then I will so I will not know that I have yours already. Like,
Okay.
I won't put you in another group. And there's another group that showed me their names. I can't.
Also,
I got you.
I think it was last class that you explained it, what the
Yeah.
groups and stuff was. I wasn't there, so could you explain it to me, please?
Yeah, it's for the project. So it's a group project. So like 2 people in a group or up to 5 people in a group. So if you don't belong to a group, and then this week I didn't get any response from. I only get response from 2 people, and they gave me their list, and I approved it. Now, since I haven't got any more group up to now, so I have to assign you to a group.
Yeah.
Now, after that, you can now
Yeah, I
work with
think
your
that would
group.
be better.
Huh?
I think it would be better if you just assign the groups.
Okay, good then. All right, any other question? If you don't have any other question, I will see you on Tuesday, okay? You guys enjoy your weekend.
See you on Tuesday, Professor. I hope
Thank
all is well with you.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Is it possible to do an assignment over?
What do you mean by that?
Like redo an assignment? If you got like a bad grade, could you redo an assignment for one
That's what
of
I was
the
saying, that if you have a your attendance score, if it's up to 70%, this is the week that you will request a makeup. So in that case, I'll give you what to do. You write me an email. If your attendance is up to 70%, you send me an email, list the name of 5 assignments you want to rework. Then I will give you something to do to make them up. Okay? That's what I'm saying. But
Okay.
if your attendance is not up to 70%, you still have time from now to December to push it up. Okay? All right, guys. See you on Tuesday.